and welcome back to Recastioncast. It's your host, Jesus, aka Tyrant Dominus, here to give you another series review. This time around, we're going to be talking about The Edge of Sleep, the TV series.
Man, I think your dad is...
Oh, shit! Hey, we need some help!
Why were there bodies in the hallway? What the hell's going on?
Some sort of virus triggered by sleep.
That's impossible, right?
Hello?
I checked every house on this side of the street. Every single one of them died in their sleep.
So, I know it's been a while since if you've been listening, there's going to be a video coming up after this, or episode coming after this, kind of explaining some stuff, but that's something to listen to that after this. But we're here to talk about The Edge of Sleep, which is what's the best way to put it? It's a thriller series that was apparently based on a podcast and novel of the same name, and it recently got a television adaptation on Amazon Prime, and I got to watch it before it kind of got publicized a little bit. Not to say I got a secret announcement or anything. I didn't get exclusive to watch it, but I've seen it twice through now. It's a short series, 6 episodes, about 20 minutes a piece an episode, so it's not that long. You can watch it in an afternoon. I would recommend it. The reason I watched it twice in a row, it's one of those shows where there's a lot of theory crafting, and I kind of want to go back and listen to the podcast and potentially read the novel to maybe get a little bit more insight into it, to kind of give the premise a little bit of what this story is about. It's about a night watchman who is horrified to discover that everyone in the town who has slept that previous night has died from some unknown cause. So him and his group have to navigate this troubling situation that they're in while suffering through these hallucinations that he's had, kind of childhood trauma stuff, and kind of solve the mystery in this 6 episode series, which within they're 20 minutes apiece. And for anyone who doesn't know, the main character of Dave Torres is played by Mark Fishbach, better known as Markiplier, a content creator on YouTube who I am a huge fan of. So this is kind of I'm trying to do a non-biased thing, because I've seen some of his other productions in space, and he has a lot of other things, and apparently this show was in production for a little bit, or in editing production, whatever. It's been a while. It's been filmed for a bit, and it just came out. But we all know that production takes a while for shows. But it also has a very interesting cast. It's not a big cast, but it's a just enough to kind of get you in there, and you don't need that much for this story that unfolds. You're kind of just following this group as they try to go through this sequence of events, trying to figure out what's causing people to die on their sleeps. And then you're kind of getting some backstory of Dave, and these weird hallucinations, and just it gets weird. It gets weird fast, and it kind of leads towards kind of a finale, which is, I'm trying to avoid spoiling it. It can get trippy. Definitely a trippy show. If you're under the influence of either alcohol or some other thing, it can get really wild. I'm not gonna lie. Really good intro. I'm not gonna lie. The intro song, I never skipped it. I really enjoyed it. But that's besides the point. I usually skip intros, but that one I really liked. But cast was really good. I enjoyed them. Some of the writing was a bit iffy at times. Nothing ever felt too off. Maybe 1 or 2 scenes out of the entire series of season 1. Apparently there's a season 2 coming out, which I'm hope, because it ended interesting. What's going to happen? So it's interesting. It did leave room for a season 2, but definitely the cast was great. The writing was intriguing. A little, definitely the first episode was. The first episode definitely had me a bit worrisome. Definitely the first few minutes just the way the CGI threw us in, but after that it just went straight into it, and I felt it worked out. It really got really creepy, and it fell into the plot really well, and I definitely would recommend watching this, because I would say it's a quick, fun story. Not fun is subjective here, because a lot of things are happening in here that leads to some nightmare fuel and a lot of things. But I like the story that is being told here, and I'm hoping for more, because this would be fun to see what's going to happen. To see what's going to happen with it. I hope there's a season 2. It says it's announced, but that can be speculated. I'll find out more later. But just having a story of a group of people trying to stay awake from a weird, like, potential disease or something that's killing people in their sleeps, it's like, that's just scary, because people need to sleep, and just having the idea of, like, if you fall asleep, you perish, like, ugh, that's scary. I think the longest I've ever stayed awake was been a little over 2 days, and it can get wild. And there's context clues for why our main character can't sleep properly and stuff like that, but it's crazy. I liked it. I think overall it was a fun mini series. I hope for more, and go from there. I'll leave a link to go watch it, because it's not quick. If you have Amazon Prime, it's worth a single watch through. Just go give it a watch. I normally don't do this, but if you have Amazon Prime, go check it out. They're only 6 episodes. They're each 20 minutes apiece. You can watch it in an afternoon. Highly recommend go watch it. And let me know, because I want someone to talk to about this one. It leaves a lot. There's a lot of not speculation. There's a lot of theory crafting that can be done, things like that. It's really interesting. It has an interesting world building towards the end, and that's something to say. I want to say, without major spoilers. But good work on everyone. It was interesting. But yeah, let me know your guys' thoughts on The Edge of Sleep, the show. I'll be looking into the podcast and the novel with due time. And for anyone wondering about why I haven't been uploading as much on Recastioncast, that will be coming up too. So, everyone, thanks again for listening or watching. Until next time, see ya.